Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Enemy, and thank you for watching. Enemy is a roguelike, squad-based, turn-based strategy game, guys. It's kind of like if Final Fantasy Tactics was a roguelike, guys. You start off with random party members, random items. The only thing that isn't really random is your quest, which is to kill these four big baddies who are terrorizing the land. Enemy released on Steam in March 2015. It was developed and published by Tom Johnson. You can go ahead and get Enemy on Steam for $14.9, but there may be a first week sale price around $13. I'm not 100% sure. Now, this game, like I said, is all about squad-based strategy combat. You'll be moving characters little bit by bit, forward, taking down enemies, trying to, use strategies to take them out in different ways in their different environments. But there's also a lot of references to other games and design and kind of a wink and a nudge, you know what I'm saying? Like all the environments are made out of little small voxel squares that all like react to real physics and they kind of follow over. It's a little Minecraft-y. There's a pink princess who picks up things and throws guys. There's a lot of winks and nudges towards other games here. And you're going to see what I mean in a bit. We're going to start off with the options, of course. There is no controller to support to speak of in this game, guys. It's mostly a game you're going to be playing with your keyboard and mouse. There is graphics manipulation here, but if I were to click this button that basically says reconfigure graphics, it would take me out of the game and jack the video all up and give you like this sub menu. But it does feature 1080p resolutions. It does feature anti-aliasing, VSync, all that kind of stuff. It renders in two different kinds of modes, for God's sakes. So you have all kinds of graphics manipulation for this game. It also does have rebindable keys, which is freaking fantastic. And this is kind of important stuff here. So I'm actually going to slowly scroll through this because the controls are actually somewhat complicated as you kind of move forward. There's like sprinting, even though it's a turn-based game. There's jumping. There's all sorts of different things you can kind of do here as you're playing the game. So there's a lot of different buttons, but you can rebind them all pretty sweetly. There's also hints, obviously some sound sliders. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start the game. I'm going to pick my name. It'll be... Oops, I hit the wrong button there. My bad. It'll be Martyr. There we go. My name is Martyr. And I was creating the world, and I get to kind of do a little bit of character customization. I get to kind of choose my character's appearance and sex. I can be a girl. I can be a boy. Let's be a ginger boy. What the hell, right? He's a ginger. Now... when you basically start your character, you're going to basically kind of pick your character's genre. Now, if this doesn't look too familiar to you, it should. All these characters kind of winks and nudges towards something else. You know, you got the platformer with the little blue hat there. What's that all about, huh? All these, basically, these genres, these backgrounds you're picking are winks and nudges to other games. And it'll kind of dictate where you start off, kind of like, for instance, if you pick the horror genre, you're going to be starting off kind of like in the swampy, murky area, at least at the start, and then you'll be moving across the randomly generated lands as you move deeper into the game. But the first area that you start off with is kind of determined by your genre, by what you pick. So I'm going to pick platforming. And then I think you can just kind of change up your history here. A hard-working repairman, you one day swam into a crawl space and found yourself in a strange new world. Or, as a 5-year-old child, you followed a strange animal through the forest and never found your way home again. Let's do that one. I like that one. And then you get the option to choose your skills. There's a little bit of customization, like I said, at least with your main character. Then you get other party members that are completely random. They're chosen for you. So as you can see, there's 8 skills here. Each of them basically affects combat in some way or form. Now, there is kind of like 4 combat skills, and then there's 4 statistics skills here on the right. Now, the skills on the left do affect your combat and your damage and how much you're going to do, but they all mostly affect what access to the level of items you can use. So if you have like 8 points in melee, you're going to be using some big badass melee weapons. Where if you only have like 1 or 2 points in range, you're going to be using not so great ranged weapons. You'll still be able to use them, but you won't be able to use like really, epic ranged items are in the game. So still look at it as almost like a skill level as much as it also does affect combat in a slight way. Now, the stuff on the right side affects combat in a major way. Obviously, health is pretty self-explanatory. Endurance is basically allows you to alter your jump, your endurance bar, by basically trained by running or jumping. Your mind is one of the weird things in this game. Your character has almost kind of like a mental state, like a karma, if you will. And if that drains, your character freaks out. It's kind of like XCOM. The panic thing, basically. Your character just freaks out and starts running around in circles and basically being a total idiot. And that is constantly draining, even if enemies miss. Of course, it works the same for them as well. But basically, boosting this particular stats gives you more resistance to panicking, essentially. Reaction is kind of like, we'll discuss what reaction is. Reaction is hard to explain. You have to see what's in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and make a character here. We're going to say 2 points in melee, a point in health, and a point in mind. And then we'll go ahead and put another point in melee. Well, yeah, let's go with another point in health. That'll be good. All right. The land has seen better days. A brutal Cyclops rules the forest, and he's apparently smashing a shit ton of people. And he also needs pants. A slime devours the plains. He's a real douchebag, that one. A rogue administrates the tropics. Alright. A vampire drains life from the swamp. Which, by the way, is the hardest area, I think, to fight, and I hate the swamp. Gather friends and equipment. Kick ass. Defeat the 4 kings. It's 10:08 a.m. Okay, so these are the characters we're going to start off with, which I'm not happy with. They're randomly, again, procedurally generated, or kind of just randomly chosen for you. Imagine there's like a small grouping of, like, I'd say probably 8 or more or less that it kind of just chooses from and then it gives to you. So I got, looks like Lanthrax here. He is a proficient at throwing things, if I remember correctly. What are you good at, Threnz? Yeah, he's good at throwing things. If you look at him, he kind of looks like Yoshi. I think that's who he's supposed to be. I think he's Yoshi or Godzilla or something. But yeah, his proficiency is throwing things. And then we got Daedalus here, who's a ranged combat character. And he kind of has like a little robe and a toga. I wonder who he is. Let's see, is it a toga? Was I right? Yeah, it's a toga. Might as well already have pretty much freaking wings, and you probably can already guess who the hell he is. So basically, these are all my party members. Let's talk about what you're looking at right here on the screen, guys. On the bottom left, we have our overall stats, our movement points, how much time we have, how much endurance we have, how many mental state points we have, like I mentioned earlier, our health. On the bottom of the screen are actions that we can do, which we can jump, we can fire, we can aim, I guess. Is that what that was? Let's say, click it. What does it say? It's aim. And all these actions, by the way, all require time. We'll talk more about that. We can do a precise shot, or we can access our inventory by pressing I or using the item right there. On the bottom right of the screen, basically, kind of the compass shows you which direction is which. You can also click on the little button there to bring up the map. We can't leave this area until we kill all the enemies. And this basically just shows me my currently equipped weapon. On the top right, basically, it's going to be telling you what it is you're trying to do. So if I was trying to, like, jump, for instance, it would tell me how much time that jump is going to require, because that drains from my little time meter there on the bottom left. You'll see what I mean in a bit. And how much endurance points it's going to cost me. That all regenerates over time. Endurance a little bit less more than the time points. So let's go ahead and start moving out, because basically what we need... Whoops! Didn't mean to do that. What we basically need to do is we need to move out into this area and start conquering the land, basically, piece by piece. You can see that we're the little purple dude right there in the little top left area of the map, in that purple square right there. And basically what we need to is we start going around killing all the baddies, which will probably go left, and then we'll probably go south and head to the towns. But basically you need to kill the 4 bosses. It's a game that definitely requires a lot more time investment. So let's go ahead and move out here. I'm going to start camera spins. Oh, boy. So basically, I left click on an area, and my character starts moving on that area. As you can see, basically, as I'm moving him forward, time points are kind of draining. So like, it's moving here would require 20, which he could technically do if he wanted to. But it would basically leave him possibly in a vulnerable state if an enemy were to approach him from, like, surprise. So you're going to want to be kind of tactical about how you move your troops out. We've obviously spotted our first enemy. I don't think I'm able to shoot that guy, though. I'm going to move behind this tree here. Use this tree as kind of like a cover. Yes, I know you spotted an enemy. Get behind the tree, Martyr. Or Marty, whatever the hell your name is. I misspelled my own name. I feel silly. So now that I know there's an enemy in this direction, I'm going to start moving my squad in this direction as well. Now, basically, when I run out of movement points, I will basically I have to basically give it to the enemy, and the enemy will start taking their actions. But if I have leftover movement points, like this guy, Daedalus here, he has 51 movement points left, or 51 time points, I should say, which means that I can interrupt the enemy's actions depending on what happens, and also how many reaction points I have in the reaction stat. So basically, he starts walking towards me. If I suddenly have a lot of time points, I can actually take an action and shoot him or move away from him or do whatever they need to do, basically, to kind of defend myself. So there's a lot of, I will say, tactics. There's a lot of strategy. Right there, as you can see, boom, player interrupt. So we'll just move a little. Well, actually, we only have 25. So we're just gonna shoot him. We completely missed, but we did manage to take off some morale points. As you can see, our is 30 out of 20, or 20 out of 30, I should say. And that's basically all we're able to do. But I can take another shot. Oh, I knocked a tree on him. Does that help? Come on, I knocked a tree on him. He should be dead. And all this did was really piss him off. Okay, he's gonna whack me. That, oh God in heaven. I think he may have already killed us. Are we alive? We are alive. Where did he go? Let's hit the page down button. That brings down this little screen right here. Why don't you move in, my dinosaur friend? Okay, so there you go. That's where he is. Okay, so we're gonna pick him up. And then we're gonna throw him, because that's this guy's particular skill. Or, you know, we're not gonna be able to pick him up, I guess. Why can't you pick him up? Move closer. Aha! There we go. So we picked him up. And now we basically can actually throw him, because, again, that's what this guy does. And that does some damage to him. It affects the physics of the area around him as well. I'm going to have my archer fire at him. Actually, let's make it a precise shot. It's going to require a little bit more time. Oh, you know, never mind. That's fire at point. That basically is like if you want to fire at a random specific point. This is just, you know, fire at the enemy, basically. Oh, he shot him in the ass. That's a good shot. Like, I'm getting out of here. So he's cowarding now, but he's dead. So we got his experience. Now, there's probably more of his buddies out there somewhere. We got to be very careful, because the healing in this game is very difficult to do. It's a roguelike, so you have that rogue factor, the fact that they want you to die. So healing in this game, it's rare. The only way you can actually heal in this game, at least as of right now, is through healing items that you recover. Otherwise, there's absolutely no way to currently heal, which is kind of a bummer. You can find basically healing items, which I think we have one like right in our inventory right now. But other than that, that's basically it. I'm going to fire at that guy. Oh, we missed. That's okay. Fire a shot. Oh, okay, we missed. We're going to have to wait for him to move. He's going to start moving towards us. Please don't eat my dinosaur. Just back off. I would suggest you to back off. I would suggest you to shoot him in the face. Okay, then I suggest you just back off. Oh, for God's sakes, their backs are turned so they can't see what they're looking at anymore. Okay, grab him and throw him into that tree. Really not as epic as I would like it to be. Do it again. Yeah, take that. Let's do it. Okay, we can't do it again. All right, I'm going to take my shot with Marty here. And Marty's going to charge at him with a sword and shield and kill him. Awesome, he's dead. And now we basically got a stat point that we can basically put anywhere we want for leveling up. We can put in our health, our melee, our mind, our endurance, whatever have you. You're basically start getting more and more powerful as you get deeper and deeper into the game. I'm going to go ahead and put it into my health because I got really hurt right off the bat. I probably need that extra couple of hit points to try and recover. Does anybody have any movement points left? We do have some movement points left. Let's move forward. So I'm guessing that's the edge of the map, and that's the direction we want to go in right there. There is quite a bit of exploration to be done here, but you can also hit the shift button, and you can actually kind of spread. There's also a crouch button. I don't remember which one that one's. Oh, God in heaven. No, we do not want that guy to get anywhere near our guys. That is a bomb. That's like a bomb right there, guys. Yeah, he just exploded creeper style and detonated, as you can see. Like I said, there's a lot of winks and nudges towards other games here. Graphically, you know, the function of certain things, it's all kind of like a wink and nudge at other games. And it's done well, I will say that much. The graphics are cute. I like the way that kind of everything's collapsible, everything explodes into little tiny square voxel pieces. It's pretty friggin' awesome. I like the way that happens. So we're going to pause. We're going to let the enemy go. So far, so good. I don't see any more enemies. I'm going to have my ranged guy stick to this direction. We got nothing so far. Okay. How about you head up this way? That's probably a dangerous thing to do, just splitting up our troops like this. And it is actually ridiculously... What's up? Oh, you don't have time. It is ridiculously easy to kind of die in this game. I will say that much as well. There's more to this game than just basic combat, though. There's towns in this game, which hopefully we'll get to see, or if we can friggin' kill all these enemies fast enough. There's another bomb over there. Good God. I don't want to approach that thing. What am I, crazy? What am I doing? Okay, well, we're in trouble. Ooh! Wow, Linthrak there is almost dead. We better be very careful with what we do with him from now on. Oh well. If he dies, he dies. I'm not going to cry over it. Okay, we're going to have to start. We're actually going to head towards this tunnel here. We'll jump into that. Because again, this is all wink and a nudge at something. That tunnel, as you can imagine, is going to warp us somewhere when we jump on it. So you can check out what I'm talking about here. You can also see how the jump mechanic works. I can kind of roll my mouse wheel and allow me to target things at a higher pace. So I can like target that, for instance. And now I shot out over there. And we spotted an enemy. Fantastic. I used up all my endurance points, mind you, but hey, that's fine by me. Let's take a shot. Totally missed. Let's just wait. Actually, I realized I probably should have had Martyr move forward. So I'm actually going to... Marty, whatever the hell his name is. Okay, so I'm going to start moving. Oh, God in heaven! We got some sort of caster there. Oh, that looks like it's going to hit. Oh, he missed. Aha! Okay. So, what do we got here? This way. Okay, so we got this thing coming at us. You're going to go take care of that guy. I'm going to have it move towards this direction. And let's target him. Let's roll down. Oh, come on. Are you freaking serious? Okay. Okay, I thought I was on fire for a second there. I'm like, no! Okay, shot and missed, shot and missed. Shot and missed. Fantastic. Okay. You're gonna walk straight into his face and shoot him. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Good job. You don't? What? You can only shoot once? You suck. Kick his ass, Marty. Alright. One enemy remains, which is fantastic. I don't think we're really going to have a choice here. We're going to see our friend get lit on fire. Or he's just going to panic. I don't know if he can do anything. Oh no, he's panicked. Yeah, he's just hauling ass. You can't do much of anything. You're hearing the footsteps of the enemy over there. Okay, cool. I don't think he's going to be able to approach this guy, is he? Nope. Alright, so it's all up to our archer here. I will say the combat does last about as long as it did like in Final Fantasy, for instance. Now that we've cleared the area, we are free to leave it or loot the area. We can actually click on enemies and gather loot from them. I'll do that. We'll show you that really quick. And you're going to want to do that because you've got, chances are you can find random items or you can find random items or all sorts of cool stuff here. This is a fire seed. Look at that. Does that ever run out? No, it does not. Oh, it costs mental health. That's why. Okay. So that's bad. Okay. And like I said, there's a little bit of item management. You can basically, as you can imagine here, you basically can have to reload your weapons by grabbing ammunition and dropping it out of the weapon. You can grab new, head pieces. You can grab new leg pieces that might give you stats boost. All that good kind of stuff, guys. So we're going to go ahead and hit the M button. That's going to allow us to head towards an area here. I think this... We're going to want to head towards... I guess we're going to head towards this way, basically. There is shops here. Like I said, it's a game that requires a lot of, what the heck? Where am I, guys? Oh, I guess we're here. All right. Wow. Hello, enemy. How you doing? Was he a bad guy? Or was he a good guy? Oh crap, I think that was a good guy. Oh no! I just killed one of our own guys! He was trying to join us. You'll find random heroes basically as you move forward through the areas. Yeah, we're gonna exit the area. Can we please exit the area? Can you exit the area? Alright, wait. And hopefully we can just leave and head towards town here. I'd appreciate if we got the chance to do that. Yeah, it looks like we can't. Oh no, we can only go through areas that we've been through. Otherwise, we have to conquer the area. Well, you get the basic idea. There is towns here. You can buy items. You collect gold eventually, basically in your inventory, guys. But the gold basically it's hard to determine what you're gonna be able to buy because it doesn't really list any of the prices. I don't know where it lists prices. I couldn't find prices for sure. And like I said, there's no healing currently. You have to use med kits, even though there's like a hotel. There's a whole area that's a town basically you can check out. But otherwise it's a pretty cool game. Musically, not the greatest thing in the world, I will say that much. Graphically, I enjoy it quite a bit, but the music is just, it's kind of monotone and it's not as exciting as I would like it to be. The game does feature Steamy goodness, Steam achievements. No Steam cards yet, but that may be something that comes in the future. As far as bugs go, I haven't really run into any bugs. The game is very well made and it has plenty of replay value because you're going to be going through this entire area. It's definitely a long-term investment kind of roguelike. Finding random items, finding all sorts of random stuff, having that aspect where you have to take care of your squad mates, you have permadeath, all that good kind of stuff, guys. There's lots of randomness, like I was saying. And that's basically all I want to say about the game, guys. I think that kind of covers it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Big thanks to the developer for a chance to check out this title. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, and I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys. If you really enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting that tip jar. If you're feeling generous of heart, all tips go to improving the channel or future giveaways. Till next time, guys, play more indie games.